So we're on the job now. This is what we've got. This is what I managed to get done yesterday. I had to chop out that wall down there for the footing, through the concrete wall, and there we have it. So I'll just take you around the other side. So we're on quite a steep gradient here. I'll just take you around. This is where the steps are coming up through here. I don't want to get myself hung by my string line. This is what they've had done previous as well, and that I'll just show you. And this is what we've got. This is what we've got up to so far. So yeah, we've got one bay, we've got two bays, we've got another bay going in there, which I shall start digging out for shortly, and then the steps going off. So this is day number 2, as you can see. You can see right down in there. Well, you can't really, because we've got about 650, 700 deep, but these customers are going to fill all this and sort all this themselves. It's going to come up, if you can see down there, the height there. Once they've got the topper on top of here, all you'll see then is the topper as you come down. This area is all going to be leveled out, and there's going to be artificial grass down here for the boys to play the football, and just a little area for them. And then this is going to be a massive patio area, all slabs. I think there's going to be a workshop going on top here. But man, there's a lot of ground. There's a hell of a lot of ground actually. But it's a bit sticky. There's a lot of clay about, as you can see. So digging isn't great. It's very heavy digging. So yeah, as you can see, the wall, lovely, nice and straight. Needs some tweaking, but obviously everything's just dry at the moment. There's no concrete in, just in case I have to adjust anything slightly, move anything over slightly. So yeah, all this is going to have drainage in and all backfilled with pea gravel and you know the crap. So that's basically what we've got. Nice big holes, plenty of concrete. So what I'll do is I'll switch the camera off and we'll get back to you when I start actually doing something. Right, okay, now you can see that I've got my hole dug, and man, that's a big hole. So it measures 450. There we go. It measures 450 by nearly 450, 420, and the depth There you go. Where are we? There you go. You see 600's way in the hole, so you got about 700, and obviously this ground here is going to come up anyway. So 450 wide for these sleepers. So basically, and when you're doing an hole like this, really, I mean, you can see the clay in the bottom. Underneath, at the very bottom, ideally what you should try and really do is go into the bank, so as you take more out of the bottom, so it creates like a root ball in the bottom. So then it's actually got to pull it's got to prise all the soil. I mean, look at the amount of concrete that's going to go in there. That's going to be at least a mix and off. Anybody that tells you small holes like that, you want a good amount of concrete around your holes, in your holes and around your posts. No good in having 50mm post mix. I'll tell you now, I've pulled posts out with post mix. I've just wiggled them about. Not for something like this. You can't start using that stuff for something like this. I mean, I'm not sure what they've used. I think they've used post mix for this fence. Nice fence actually. I'm not sure who's done it, but they've done a bloody good job of it. 12-foot posts, and it's obviously built up. It's built up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 gravel boards up, and then your panel on top. Look, so yeah, got everything propped. Everything's good in order. Straight as an arrow. Straight as an arrow. All in line, nice and in line. Everything's plumbed up. Everything's propped, ready. Very good. So, what I'm going to do now is, first of all, I'm going to take you over to the workbench and I'm going to show you a quick way. I mean, setting a jig up. I mean, I've already set the jig up, but I'm just going to show you how easy and how accurate it is. And it just keeps everything. It keeps everything the same. When I say that, I mean in regards to all the holes, because this customer, same as most customers that see the sleeper work, they want the dowels in the front. I mean, they love the dowels, just like me. So yeah, this is where we're up to. I mean, it's raining. I just took you off hyperlapse. That ground there isn't great. I'll tell you now, it isn't great for digging the clay in there. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about the size of that hole for this post. Then the steps are going to come off here once this post's in, and then the steps are going to chop into that bank there. So it's going to be, oh yeah, it's going to be a nice job, that is, to start moving all this crap out of the way. Hopefully I can try and miss some of it as I bring the steps up. So yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. Big holes. What are you saying? Right, I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, we're over at the bench. I just wanted to show you this sleeper jig, obviously for the dowels. All I've done is put a piece of batten down the edge, so as it comes up flush with this edge, one on the top, so as it's on the top, so it sits nice and flush with the top, just like that. And all we're going to do is drill through this side, because this is going to be the side that I want all the holes on, because this is the end post, so I only want the fixings on this side. And then on the back side of the post, that's where the sleepers are going to run the opposite direction for the steps. So I don't want the fixings on that side and go through the end grain. I want to put them on the faces of the steps as they go up. So that's the way that they'll go. But all that is a piece of scrap ply, bit of scrap batten, I say scrap, nothing's bloody scrap now, is it? So yeah, it's nice and tight, it's referenced on all the edges, and away we go. So oh, and I forgot, remember the Milwaukee power. So if you're out there, Milwaukee, get some at sent, will you? That'll change you a bit. So all I've got here is pilot hole for obviously going in to reference where my spade bit needs to go into, and then I've got a spade bit 16mm for the dowels. So we'll leave that one there for a second. The tape on it is to reference how deep I won't go with the spade bit into the timber. Make sure everything's right and in line. That'll be plenty for us. So straight down the workpiece. You could clamp it, but I'm not going to bother because it's referenced on two sides, so it's alright. There we go. No measuring required on the whole job after that, once that jig's done. So let's start. Swap it out for the bit. And there we have it, that's the lot. And there we go, and that's what you're left with. All nice, perfect, in line, exactly the same place. It's just those little small details that just make it for me, really. So yeah, dowels go in there then. Universal wood preserver, and away we go. So let's just go down here and show you what we've got. So from when you've just seen me digging that hole, I did stop filming because the the rain was coming. So yeah, these timbers here were twisted like hell, so I've had to put some battens on the back just to pull them in line. There we go. I mean, it isn't even 100% yet, but you can see where we're going with that. So yeah, I'm going to get this post fixed in, propped up, and then I think we're going to be ready for a little bit more digging or a bit of concrete, so I'm going to have to fetch some materials. Good morning, welcome back to the channel everybody. It is Monday morning and I'm going to show you exactly what I was doing, what I've been doing for the last 4 days of working. So this is it. I'm going to show you from the front. Look at all that concrete, absolutely mounds of the stuff. So I'm just going to jump over the wall and show you exactly what I've been on. Right, this is the slipper wall. This is what we've been on. Well, I keep saying we. Yeah, so basically holes we've gone 700 deep by 450 wide by 450 wide. So, and then they've got an absolute ruck of concrete down the back, as you can see, just supporting the posts. So basically when this gets backfilled in, it's literally got to push all that as well, but there's no chance of that happening, as we all know. Look at that, it's straight as a die, as straight as a die. All these battens and posts and stuff up the back have been put here primarily for the reason of just pulling the timbers straight, pulling them straight and in line, so everything obviously marries up. All the posts are in. I mean, these sleepers, to be fair, have been quite good. They're all very, very, very evenly sized, and they look the absolute dream. So all I've got to do now is literally, I've just put that topper on there. I've literally got to put my dowels in, all the dowels. There's 5 in the tops with the posts, and so it's just mainly, what are the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. There's 24 dowels in each of the fronts of the posts, apart from this corner, obviously, where it's returned. You've only got them down the inside, so 2 holding each sleeper there on the inside, and then as you come round the corner, I'm leaving my props on just until I've got everything sorted, all concreted in, posts in, all your dowels down that side, all in. I've just put two dowels in there. So yeah, this is literally what the job now looks like. All this ground's got to be backfilled in, all this ground's got to be sorted. Hell of a lot of crap got to come out of here, but that's not my job. I haven't been brought in to mess around with this this spoil, so which is I'm really pleased about, because that is not good digging ground. There's concrete, there's blocks, there's fence posts, there's all sorts in it. So I've said to the customer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, because I'm only literally going to be here for an hour and a half, finishing these little bits off for the dowels. That's literally all I've got to do. It's 8:30 on Monday morning. I've got the dowels to do, and that's it. They are in there in my little jug with universal wood preserver. They've been soaking in there, and I'll pick that one up because I need every one. Well, I'll say I need every one. I've done a few extra, but this job has taken, how many has it taken? About 170 screws. for all this, and it's taken a ton and a half of concrete. It's taken some nice meaty 4x4 posts, used some sleeper offcuts of sleepers, all these ends protected, all the end grains protected with universal wood preserver, and then all the back of this is all going to be visqueened up and gravelled up. And here comes a lovely customer now, brews on tap. So yeah, I'll get back to you. So all the dowels are in, as you can see, up the steps there, all down the sides of the posts. It's treacherous over here, I tell you. Whoa, steady up. Oh, it's some mazer here, I tell you. Yeah, all the dowels are in, look, see, beautiful job. They're all in the tops. So that is literally this job complete. On to the next one. So I know you haven't seen much of the footage of this job, but it's just been one of them. The ground's been, look at this, it's what you've got to work through. I mean, I've dug some of this out, chucked it on for my holes, but just to give you a perspective of how high it is, there you go. So there we go, that's that job polished off. I just filled in a little bit under the steps there with some clean stone for them, just so as they can get it clean, get over it. But to be honest with you, I don't want to start walking crap up and down these steps and start damaging all the steps. They are going to put some some checker plate on the edges, so they don't break all the edges on the nosings of the steps. So there we go, all the dowels all the way through. Jobs are good, and that is 9 o'clock. No, 9:30, something like that, 9:30, something like that, Monday morning. So it was literally come back for an hour or so, and that's it. So if you've enjoyed the video, I know it's not a great video, this one, and not a lot of footage, but if you have and you want to see the big jobs coming up, Craig Brown, his job's coming up, 1/2 acre. So yeah, leave us a comment down below, tell us what you think about this sleeper work. This is what sets it off, all the dowels. This is what makes my sleeper work different from other people's, I reckon. I don't see many people go into that kind of detail, but for me it's worth it. It's literally taken me, to do the dowels, yeah, it's a little bit of extra time to drill them out, drill the 16mm hole and then turn them. One of the lads said, is it not more beneficial for you to buy 16mm broomstick dowel and cut them down? And to be honest with you, no, it's not, because it was an hour of my time, and I turned them on my lathe, and I turned them out of C24, nice dry grade timber that's already in my workshop. Put universal wood preserver over them. Jobs are good. This customer is going to obviously now have the big job of moving all that, filling all this in. They're doing all that themselves. I'm not contracted to do any of that, but yeah, so that's solid side there. They needed access for this side for obviously fence panels. They're going to put another fence panel in, gravel board down there. All that fence has got to be filled in. So that just about concludes this job. On to the next. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, and catch you on the next one.